The Brooks Ghost Max, probably expecting some sort of Halloween statement here, but really it's just a cool, calm, collected ride. The Brooks Ghost Max is an interesting step in a new direction for Brooks when it comes to technology and their running shoes. Is it a giant leap forward? I'm not sure about that, but I've enjoyed running in it over the last few weeks, and I'm excited to talk about what I think most people will like in this shoe. What is going on, guys? My name is Chris. I'm a YouTuber that likes to talk about running and running shoes, and today we are going to talk about the Brooks Ghost Max. Spooky. But before we do that, I want to go over a few disclaimers. This is a shoe that I purchased with my own money. No one has had the opportunity to see this review before you have. All the thoughts in this review are my own. This is kind of just what I thought of the shoe. Also, please, if you're new to the channel, think about subscribing, hitting the like button below, leave a comment. Let me know if there's anything that you would like to see on this channel in the comments below. And thanks for coming. This is a shoe that I tried out during a Brooks demo run a few weeks ago here in Carmel, Indiana. It's not a shoe that I was planning on trying out right away, but it was at the run and I thought, hey, why not? So threw it on, took it for a run, and it was kind of fun for a Brooks shoe. So I thought, okay, I'm going to add that to the lineup and give it a go. I've got about 50 miles in this shoe now, and I'm ready to talk about it. But let's go over the specs of this shoe. This shoe comes in a men's size 9 at 10 ounces or 283 grams. It has a heel stack of 39 millimeters with a forefoot stack of 33 millimeters, giving it a nice 6 millimeter drop. This is a firm shoe if there ever was one, that's for sure. The upper is made of a breathable mesh, very fluffy, very pillowy, very comfortable around the tongue, around the heel counter. It's just a super comfortable shoe. I mean, there's no doubt about it that this is going to be a shoe I think you're going to see a lot of walkers wearing this year, which is totally cool. Like, I like to go on a good walk from time to time, but this shoe is kind of perfect for that. It just has a very nice and easy feel to it. Like I said, it's a very firm shoe. There's a little bit of twisting there, but it doesn't. It's not bouncy. It's not fluffy. It's not pillowy underfoot. And I don't know that that's what they're advertising it to be. I think it's supposed to be, the Ghost Max is supposed to give you even more cushion than you would get in the normal shoe. And I feel like you do feel that under your foot while you're running. It does feel like there's more support there. It just doesn't have a lot of responsiveness. It's not very springy, but I'm not sure that it's supposed to be either. This is really good for your recovery runs. The midsole is made up of the DNA Loft version 2, which they are saying is a plush, cushioned, lightweight package. I would say that it is cushioned. I don't know that I would say it's very lightweight. I think maybe comparatively it is for a Brooks shoe. This also has the glide roll rocker technology built in. It's supposed to give you a great transition from heel to toe. Again, as a heel foot striker, I'm not sure that I really noticed that very much. The outsole is made of their segmented crash pad, which you can see. There are several different areas that you'll be landing on. I think this is technically 4 different territories, 2 on the heel, and then 2 at the forefoot. And it's a kind of a cloppy shoe when you're running around. This isn't the kind of shoe that is springy and quiet to run with, but it is a very comfortable shoe. My first pair of running shoes 3 years ago were some Brooks Glycerins, and they, not knowing a whole lot about what I was looking for in a running shoe, they were super comfortable, definitely got the job done. It's a great daily trainer for someone who's starting out. And I would say the the Ghost Max is a great step in a different direction with the Brooks shoe. There's a higher stack there and more cushion underneath. So I would say that this is technically supposed to be more of a workhorse than even obviously the Ghost and the Glycerin are. And I'm assuming too that they're gonna say this is gonna be a very durable shoe that you're gonna be able to wear for a long time. So what was it like to run in? Well, I found this shoe to be very fine, which again, I think that's kind of the point with this shoe. I don't think this shoe is supposed to be like blowing anybody away. No one's going to be doing any. I've done some strides in this shoe. I've done a long run in this shoe. I've done a few marathon pace miles in this shoe. But where it really fits in and feels the best are the recovery runs. The runs maybe on Monday or, Wednesday after maybe like a hard workout on Tuesday. You might want to reach for these shoes and put them on just to kind of zone out and just work on your aerobic engine and not necessarily the mechanics that are going on in your legs. Again, this isn't like the squishiest foam, but it is supportive and it does take care of your tired legs. It's just not going to offer a lot of responsiveness. Again, there's not going to be like any springiness in the shoe. It's going to be a great, like I said, walking shoe for a lot of people. I did find that the shoe does retain a lot of sweat. While it's a really nice, comfortable, cushioned upper, and it says that it's breathable, and you can kind of see these openings on the toe box here. It does retain a lot of water, but I feel like that's kind of a Brooks shoe in my own experience. Again, I've got a pair of Glycerins, wore those probably for a couple 100 miles. And it would take a day or two for them to dry out because they just kind of soak everything up. They're like a little sponge. I think this shoe is best for probably for a beginner runner, someone that's looking for like their first shoe where they're saying, hey, I'm training for a 5K, so I'm only going out maybe 2 or 3 times a week for a couple miles here and there. This will be a great shoe to do that in because it does have a good lockdown. It is extremely comfortable. And it does give you a little bit more cushion underfoot than you would get in a like a Glycerin or just the regular Ghost. And I think for someone that's starting out, you would really appreciate having more support and more foam under your foot, regardless of how responsive the foam is. It's just something else to settle in a little bit more, to kind of retain and just take care of your new venture out onto the road, onto the trails as you're becoming a runner. This is a great shoe that's going to kind of hold your hand and get you into that new lifestyle. The Brooks Ghost Max is currently listed on runningwarehouse.com for $149.95. If you're a Brooks fan, if you're a diehard Brooks fan, you love Brooks shoes, I think you're really gonna love this shoe just because it's kind of different for them. Like a max stack cushioned running shoe for Brooks is not something I think they're necessarily known for, and so that's why this is kind of an exciting shoe. I think there's a little bit of a stigma attached to Brooks where you think it's for people that are like working in the restaurant industry and just are on their feet all day and can't, so that Brooks are great for that, or someone who's just getting into running. I think a Brooks shoe is fine. And in fact, here in Carmel, Indiana, you see a lot of Brooks shoes out there, whether it's the Hyperion or, again, the Glycerin is super popular, or the original Ghost. Like, those shoes are everywhere here in Carmel. No, they're not the most exciting. They don't have a lot to offer in terms of like technological achievements in a shoe. There's not a lot of technology going on in those shoes. But I feel like with the Ghost Max, they're trying to shake it up a little bit and try something different by adding that max cushion in the heel and adding a little bit more stack in a shoe. It's a little different for them, and I think for the most part it works. It's still a Brooks shoe, and it's still I think, targeted for like the everyman who wants to get into running and is looking for something that's a little different than your entry level Brooks running shoe. So I'll definitely, I think this is going to be like my new like casual shoe, to be honest. It's a little hard for me to run in. I do feel like I've missed the responsive foam that I get in a lot of the shoes that I wear. I do like a very squishy foam, and if there is like a P-Bax plate or some carbon in there, I really appreciate that usually. And so switching to this, using this the last couple of weeks leading up to Chicago, which is in a few days, I think I really missed some of the critical foam that I'm typically used to, and I think I could feel it in my legs a little bit. But I really do like the way this looks. I do like the way it feels for the most part, and I think I'll probably like rotate this into like my casual, like out on the town, just walking around, running errands, getting dinner with the fam. Like, I think that's going to be this shoe. All right, guys. So like I said, we're like 4 days out from Chicago. A little nervous, pretty excited. I'm going to go for a PR, which isn't saying a lot because this is only my second marathon ever. But I ran a 3:41 in Boston, and I'm hoping to run a sub 3:30 here in Chicago. Wish me luck. Again, I appreciate all the support. Right now I'm hovering close to 400 subscribers. Would love to get to 500 subscribers. I'd love to get to 400 subscribers before Thanksgiving, to be honest with you. So if you like this content, please consider subscribing to the channel. I have a new shoe review every week, and I will be doing a few videos, hopefully, coming up from my weekend here in Chicago that is just around the corner. So as always, guys, stay hydrated, stay healthy, have fun out there. Catch you on the flip side.